Hey folks, welcome back again to Retro Rides. Today is just going to be kind of a general update. I've got a list of videos I've got coming up, some stuff I kind of want to experiment with, and I'll give you some details of some of the upcoming videos in this video here. So mainly today, just want to kind of update on the events and the website, really. So that's our two big things. There's no major announcements, so if you're looking for major announcements, you may have to wait just a little while, but not too long. Yeah, this is kind of State of the Union at the beginning of the year. We started off strong. The forum's going great. The shows are sort of kind of ramping up now. The launch for the Weekender went really well, and then we're kind of about to do a second launch for that. Now we're about to announce the paddock. So tomorrow, on Monday the 28th, we are announcing the 3 paddocks for the Weekender, plus probably one of the extra displays. I think there's going to be a few more extra displays. We've had some really interesting people approaching us to get in on the action at the event, which is really good. That sort of shows that we're doing the right things. That we've got some really interesting people approaching us to do some interesting stuff. So that's really nice. The camping's half sold out for the Weekender. So we have this weird option that we can camp half of our campsite inside the venue and half outside the venue, and I don't think we're going to go for that this year, simply because the split in camping will be a little bit random and a bit unfortunate, and there could be people end up split up between different campsites. So what I'll probably do next year is have the ability to buy inside the circuit tickets and outside the circuit camping tickets. Whether there'll be a price difference on those, I don't know. I suspect there will, because we'll need to have 2 sets of toilets and water facilities and all that kind of stuff. So having a second campsite incurs more cost. But I need to look into that fully. It could be that you can just buy one or the other, and then when one runs out, you can only buy the other. We'll see. Clubs and display cars are booking in like every day. There's more display cars booking in. We've got a club every week or so. So I'm kind of really looking forward to that. I need to spend a little bit of time just going through those numbers, make sure we're not running out of space yet. I don't think we are. We're trying to make the club area, so I'm going to do a video some point in February, detailing kind of some of the layout changes we're working on for the show, for the weekend release. And in and amongst that, I'll talk about where we're moving the clubs to, because we've got track action on the Sunday now, and how we're going to try and improve that kind of area and make it pretty cool. And every sort of so often something else pops up, I'm like, oh, that'll make that better as well. So yeah, we're pretty happy with how it's all going on the Weekender front. Gathering front has a weird issue at the moment. So tickets for sale will go for sale on that on the 28th of Feb. Just so I've got a bit of a month of kind of able to like concentrate fully on the Weekender before the Gathering stuff goes on sale, because we're relatively safe in that the Gathering camping will sell out. That's a thing that happens every year. Sometimes it takes a couple of months, sometimes it sells out in a week, but it will sell out. So the camping this year, I've actually reduced the size again. So we expanded it a little bit last year just to see kind of how far we could go with it, and I think there were too many people in the campsite. We had just a little bit too much sort of tension between space and enjoyment, and we want it just to be enjoyment. So we'll reduce the size of that a little bit again. Most people probably won't notice the difference in terms of buying tickets, so it's not like it's going to sell out suddenly quicker, but I think the weekend overall will be more enjoyable for those that are camping compared to last year, although it was obviously a lot of fun. The Hill Climb Monsters guys are dealing mainly with the guest cars again, and great guns. Like, they are doing so much good stuff on that regard. So last year we got let down by a few cars. It was a learning experience for both of us, kind of them working with us, and like I think it's the first time they put a sort of full lineup together. So they found out kind of the information they need to know from people in order to make sure they're going to come to the event. So we're much happier this year with our knowledge of them, their knowledge of how we work. I think is going to be an incredible lineup. We got at least one controversial car in there already, but I think I can justify it just about. And even if I can't, I want to see it, so it's going in the lineup. But yeah, the venue problem. So they've got. There's been a slight change of rules in the way public road events can run, because obviously now we can run events on the public road, and technically Shelton is a public road, and there's some insurance stuff that needs to change and some MSA type stuff that's happening. And because it's the first year of it really affecting everything, they are feeling their way through it, and we're feeling our way through it. So, I can't foresee it being a big problem. They don't see it being a big problem, but it's one of those kind of little unknowns at the moment. So fingers crossed, everybody, that's all going to be all right. I don't see why it wouldn't be. And then, as of end of February, we'll be all guns blazing on the Gathering as well, which makes life complicated at promoting two events at once. The weekend of Track Time goes on sale at the end of March. The tickets for the camping go off sale at the end of April. Club booking and all of that sort of stuff is the first week or so of May that finishes. And then we just run up to the event, do the event, and then it's all on Gathering until the Gathering happens. And then I sleep for a week, and then I start it all over again. So that's good. So outside of that, I am also doing numerous events this year. It's quite nice because, as I say, the Hill Climb Monsters guys are doing the cars for the Weekender guest list, obviously in conjunction with ourselves. It's not that they haven't just got carte blanche. They send us cars, we say yes, or we'll send them something and say, do you know these people? But it means I don't have to do as many shows just to go and find guest cars as I previously have, so I can go to some actually different shows to normal. So a lot of the time I go to a show in order to see a particular car or a particular group of people in order to get them as guest cars for the Gathering and the Weekender to a certain degree, but that's kind of a different arrangement really. Whereas this year I'm a little bit freer to go and do some different events. First up this year, I'm going to London Classic Car Show, which I think is week after next. And then the week after that, I'm going to Race Retro, which I haven't been to for years. I'm really looking forward to that. So that's going to be a good one. And then I kind of want to have a look around at things like Silverstone Classic, which I've never been to. And maybe some of the sort of smaller events I just don't get the chance to go to because if I'm going out, I'm going out for a reason to find a car. So, it should be a good year. So, I follow on the forum. I try and post up after every single event. Our Instagram, which is at RetroRides Official, often has our pictures from shows, but it's also got like our backlog of pictures from shows. So it's just cool cars every day. But when we're at a show, it's sort of around that. Like the week after, it's generally a handful of pictures from that event, but mainly it'll be a forum post and our Flickr, which I'll come on to again in a little bit. But yeah, overall looks like a good year for shows. Having had a quick look through the calendar, I've got my year planner there. It's not very full yet, but it will get there. Most importantly, I don't know if you can see all the way down here, but I'm probably pointing off the camera. That says SEMA. So we are heading back to SEMA again. It will be the four of us that went last year, possibly with the addition of Jason, who I do video work with for various people. So hopefully that will come through. And we are super excited for that. So last year's SEMA had some great builds. I'm still going through the thread and I need to update that again and pull out some of the individual builds that were super interesting from SEMA last year that people may not have seen. But overall, it looked like a great event, so I'm really hoping that 2019 keeps that up. I've seen a couple of teasers of builds and things getting started for that, and they look right up our particular street. So I'm I'm excited to be going back to sunny Las Vegas. Or is it fabulous Las Vegas? Yeah, one of the two. So in amongst all of this, shows and going to events and planning for future trips abroad, the forum is still going great guns. I mentioned in a video recently that there's been sort of an uplift in people using the forums recently. That's been brilliant. Obviously in winter people use it more anyway, but like year on year comparison, it's looking good. I'm not surprised. I could rant, as people know that watch this channel, for hours about social media and why it's not good for various things and why it's good for other things, although it's slowly managing to implode itself by trying to take over the world. But forums, they're great, and Retro Rides has stayed strong through all the ups and downs of life on forums. So I'm really proud of everything that sort of people behind the scenes have achieved, and obviously the users are the only thing that keeps us going. So thank you all for doing and uploading and sharing and building and all of those other things. I'm really pleased with it. Talking of uploading, the image uploader is being problematic still for people posting new posts on certain devices, and I can't repeat the issue, and I don't know why it's happening, but I am working on it, and I will fix it one day. I promise. Hopefully soon. I've got a whiteboard up there, and it's top of the list of things to do. I'll get it there. Content-wise, it's been a really nice sort of couple of months with actually the shows and events over Christmas and New Year seem to really be a much bigger deal. Usually they're kind of fairly anonymous, that people go out and they do things, but they're not like huge events. But the Brooklands meet was big, the Haynes meet that I went to was big. There was like a couple of Boxing Day things, something over in Norfolk which I can't remember the name of, that Jack gave us a nice update on. So yeah, it's really been quite a nice period when it's usually been quiet for events. It's been really good, and obviously the builds that people are doing over winter have been gradually getting there as sort of show season starts to come around. People are starting to put wheels and things back on their rides, so that's quite nice. So yeah, I've been really pleased with the content, and obviously good discussion around subjects and ideas and questions and all of that. So yeah, content's really healthy. I know I need to do more. I've got a backlog of forum posts which I also have on my whiteboard that I need to write up and get online, but that'll happen, I'm sure. I mentioned earlier Flickr. So Flickr got bought at the end of last year by a company called SmugMug, and they've been sort of giving it a little bit of love, and I've noticed myself using it more, both on mobile and on my desktop. So that's an interesting behavioural change. Usually I just used it for uploading photographs from events and things, and sort of didn't really engage with it in terms of looking at other people's photos unless I was searching for something in particular. But I've now found myself sort of just browsing through it and seeing new uploads and all that kind of stuff. So if you get a spare few minutes, worth having a peruse of Flickr to find some interesting stuff. And if you do find interesting stuff, you know where to share it. We are always here for the sharing of interesting stuff. And talking of sharing of interesting stuff, it's almost like I have a script. The mailing list is in action. I've managed to find a bit of a rhythm with that, so that's quite nice. I've already got the next one planned. I changed the layout of it with the last one I did, so it's just kind of 5 items boshed into your inbox. Forum threads mainly, but there might be other bits and pieces that will pop up if we get any kind of offers. Because occasionally we get offers sent to us that, oh, can you share this with your members, and kind of we put those in the teal pages, but people kind of want a slightly tighter thing than just us chucking it on the forum. So the mailing list is an ideal place for that. If you're not on the mailing list, if you go to the website on the right hand side, there's a little thing to sign up for the mailing list. We'll be pushing it more and more this year, just because it's a great way for us to communicate out and know that it's going to get to our endpoint. If you put something on Facebook or you put something on Instagram, their algorithms are choosing whether or not somebody gets to see that, which isn't what anyone wants, but it's what they want because it works for making advertising dollars happen for them. And it's, even if you spend money with them, which we do, you know you're not going to hit everybody that actually wants that bit of information. So our mailing list is ideal in that if you're on it, we can send out a thing every week, every couple of weeks, and you'll get it. I'm going to do another big mail out to every single user on the forum, which is always a little bit nerve-wracking because it's 47,000 or something. I don't know, something a bit more than that, maybe even now. And I know that there's people on there that aren't necessarily wanting to receive that email, but I put instructions that you can unsubscribe from it by logging in and unsubscribing. If you are one of those people and you don't like receiving that email, we try and only send a couple of them a year, usually around the events, just to say this is happening, because again, we know there are people that aren't on our Facebook, they aren't on our Instagram, they aren't always on the forum very often, they aren't on the mailing list, and they aren't watching this video, but they would like to know that the tickets are for sale or whatever. So we are trying desperately to get our message out there. It seems to be well received, and if you can help us spread the word and spread the love for Retro Rides, it's all very gratefully received. So that's us for the time being. There'll be another video tomorrow with the paddocks for the Retro Rides Weekender. See you soon.